Hi, I'm Peyton and I'm a sophomore at Brownsville High School. Many people know that texting and driving can be dangerous and sometimes fatal. But do you really know how fatal it is? The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. That's a really high number, and it's all because someone is texting or looking down at their phone while they're driving. When you pick up your phone and start to text or do something else on your phone, you are on average not looking on your phone for about 5 seconds. Going only 55 miles an hour, that's enough for a whole football field. I don't know about y'all, but that scares me a lot. Texting and driving can lead to higher insurance, death, and it's just flat out breaking the law. If you get into a crash because of texting and driving, your insurance is going to skyrocket. After an accident, your insurance goes up on average about 35 to 45%. The average percent rate increasing after a texting and driving ticket is 23%, but it could be as low as 12% and as high as 45%. If you want to text and drive, you might as well just throw your money out of the door because there's nothing good going to come from that. It's just too costworthy. Think of how many people you know. Now think of how many of those people have texted and driven at the same time. According to the CDC, in 2015, 42% of high school students admitted to texting and driving. That's just a small number of people in this world that have texted and driven. Texting and driving is super dangerous and can be highly fatal. Drivers 16 to 24 are most likely to text and drive. That's mostly high school students and college students. Everyone within that age group is somewhat new to texting and driving, so they don't have as much experience as someone that's older, so it's much more dangerous for them. This already poses as a threat to others on the road. You want to be a defensive driver, but texting and driving is the complete opposite. It's what most people have done, and it's not defensive at all. In 2018, over 400,000 people died because of texting and driving, and not just being on the phone while driving. I don't know about y'all, but that also scared me. Apart from fatal crashes, more than 390,000 serious injuries occur every year due to texting and driving or distracted by their phone while driving. Your insurance is already going to rise from the crash, but put the medical bills on top of that, and you're probably going to go into debt because most people won't be able to pay cash right then and there. So, can't we all agree that it would just be good to keep your phone down or powered off while you're driving, so you're not tempted to get on it while driving? Not only can texting and driving be fatal, but it's also against the law. In 2017, the state of Texas passed a law prohibiting texting and driving. The law prohibits electronic messaging, for example, texting and emailing. It also prohibits bus drivers from using their phone while children are around in school zones. And it also says absolutely no phones at all while in a school zone. Drivers that are not 18 years old or adults that have a learner's permit are permitted to make a call while driving in case of an emergency, and only in case of an emergency. Apart from hand-to-phone texting does permit hand-free texting and calling, but anything else is in fact illegal and should not be practiced. What are some solutions to stop texting and driving? For starters, I think a ban could be in place to stop texting and driving. Did you know that 94% of drivers approve of a ban of texting and driving? Although that would be very great to have, it might not be enough because people aren't going to be able to be monitored every time they drive. I feel as if there should be an app on where it knows when you're driving and it automatically shuts off your phone while you're driving, and it only turns back on when you exit the vehicle. That's just one thing to do, but there's so much more that could be done as easy as holding the driver accountable to not get distracted and holding yourself accountable. Texting and driving is super dangerous and should not be practiced at any time.